Oh my gosh, your 20-week scan is tomorrow. You must be so excited. Are you gonna find out the gender? Are you gonna do a balloon pop? I'm mostly just wanting to find out if there's a heartbeat. Oh, stop! You're so morbid. It's gonna be magical. You're gonna see the little toes. I'm gonna see my breakfast coming back up is what I'm gonna see. You should bring confetti. I'm bringing a bucket. Oh, you worry too much. It's basically just a photo shoot for the baby. A photo shoot? Right, because nothing says glamour shots like cold jelly on your stomach while you hold your breath for 45 minutes, praying the tech doesn't make that face. If you know, you know. This isn't a photo shoot, it's a battlefield. Hi friends, welcome back to Relatable at Last. I'm Becky. If you're new here, I'm the mom of a beautiful girl named Gracie who passed away from a heart defect in 2012. If you do the math, that's 13 years. And if you're watching this, you might be walking the very tight, very shaky rope of pregnancy after loss. Today, we are talking about Scanxiety. And listen, I know that sounds like a cute buzzword like hangry or glamping, but if you have lost a child, you know that Scanxiety is actually a visceral, physical terror that takes over your body before, during, and after an ultrasound. For the rest of the world, an ultrasound is a, meet the baby, like happy moment, right? For us, it's a crime scene investigation. We aren't walking in there looking for cute profiles. We are walking in there bracing for impact. So how do we survive it without completely losing our minds? I'm going to share some practical things that helped me. Some things I learned the hard way, and we're going to laugh a little bit because honestly, if we don't laugh at how much we Google our symptoms, we'll just cry, right? First, let's just validate why this is so hard. You are not crazy, and you aren't lacking faith. You are traumatized, friend. For many of us, the ultrasound room is where the world ended. It's where the silence got too loud. It's where a technician stopped chatting about the weather, right? Or how cute, oh, look at the little toes. They lean in closer to the screen and the air just leaves the room. So when you walk back into that room for a subsequent pregnancy, your brain might know it's a different baby, but your body keeps the score. Your body is screaming, danger, danger, Will Robinson. Sorry. We've been here before, and it did not go well the last time. And let's be real, we all become part-time medical professionals during this time, right? I don't know about you, but I basically have an honorary doctorate from the University of Google Images. I have spent hours comparing 12-week nub theories. I analyze the sonographer's eyebrows. If their eyebrow goes up, panic. If they squint, panic. If they leave the room to get a doctor, full-blown meltdown. We scrutinize everything because we feel like if we just stare hard enough at the screen, we can force that heart to keep beating. It's exhausting. It is physically exhausting to be that vigilant. So point number one, give yourself grace. You feel this way because you love your babies, every one of them, and you know exactly what you have to lose. That's not paranoia. That's grief love. Okay, so how do we handle the lead up? Because this Scanxiety usually starts about a week before the appointment, right? You stop sleeping. You start poking your stomach every 5 minutes to make sure the baby is still moving. Here's my biggest tip. Advocate before you arrive. You do not have to be a cool, chill patient, okay? You have experienced the worst case scenario. You get to be high maintenance. So give the clinic a call ahead of time, or if you can't talk without crying, which I've been there, write a note to hand to the receptionist or the tech when you walk in. You know, it can say something really simple. It can say like, "Hi, I have had a previous loss. I am extremely anxious. Please do not keep the screen turned away from me. Please tell me immediately if there is a heartbeat." I mean, I put it on my phone. You could just hand them your phone, but like, read maybe that would be a little awkward, but who cares? Most technicians are kind people, but they are focused on measurements. They don't know that your heart is racing at 180 beats per minute. You have to tell them. Also, bring a safe person. Don't go alone. I learned this the hard way. This person has one job: to hold your hand and listen to the things you are too scared to hear. And maybe, just maybe, don't arrive 45 minutes early, okay? I know. We're anxious, so we think if I'm early, I'm in control. No. If you're early, you're sitting in a waiting room surrounded by happy pregnant people reading magazines about nursery colors while you are trying not to hyperventilate. Arrive on time, not late, but not early. Limit the time you have to sit in the waiting room. Treat it like a covert military operation. Get in, get the intel, and get out. Okay, so now you're in the room. The lights go down. The jelly goes on. Here's a rule I want you to adopt: the speak first rule. Ask the tech, "Can you please tell me as soon as you see the flutter?" And then breathe. I know, cliche advice, right? But when we panic, we hold our breath, right? And when we hold our breath, our body signals more panic. Try to ground yourself. Feel your shoes on the floor or the table, because that's where they are. Squeeze your partner's hand. Here's the hard truth. Even if the scan is good, even if you see the heartbeat and the toes and everything is perfect, you might not feel joy. You might feel relief. You might feel exhaustion. You might feel numb. You don't know how you're going to feel yet. And then you might feel guilty for not being happy. Please hear me on this. Relief is not the same as joy, and that is okay. You just ran a marathon of adrenaline. You are allowed to be tired. This is why I recommend the buffer zone. I like naming things. Do not, I repeat, do not go straight back to work after a scan. Do not schedule a big meeting. Do not plan a dinner party. Clear your schedule. Go get a coffee. Go sit in your car and cry. Go take a nap. Your adrenaline is going to crash and you need a safe space to land when it does. We got props today, friends. So when I first went into an ultrasound with my rainbow baby, I was terrified, right? I didn't want another baby to have something not normal going on. I wanted my baby to survive because I didn't know if I could survive another baby dying. So when the tech squirted out the jelly, I started to cry. The smell reminded me of Gracie, because Gracie was born with a heart defect and she had open heart surgery the first week of her life. And so it's almost like every other day she was having an echocardiogram done on her heart. So, they would use the same gel to put around her chest for the ultrasound. And so when I smelt the jelly, it smelled like Gracie, like it literally took me back to her bedside, and I cried. And the tech looked at me and she says, "What's wrong? What's going on?" And I said, so the gel that you just put on my belly, like it smells like my daughter, because, you know, I explained to her like the echocardiograms and the jelly, and she's like, oh, you know, of course, I'm so sorry. And she goes over and she grabs another thing of the jelly, and she brings it over to me, and she says, here, take this. It was an unopened bottle of the exact jelly that they used on Gracie in the hospital, and every time I smell it, it just takes me back. Every time. And I have like this box full of stuff that was hers, that, like, you know, these are the blankets that she had worn, and a hat she wore, and socks she wore, and it smells like her. I have no idea how, after 13 years, like, it still smells like her. She was so tiny. She was 6 pounds. It's tiny. All of the, like, this giant binder that they gave us that talked about all of the procedures that she was, you know, heart surgeries that she was going to have. And, like, I kept all this stuff, and I keep it in my basement in a bin. All that I have left of her. So fast forward to when I was pregnant with my rainbow baby. At 21 weeks, we had to do a fetal echocardiogram, just like we had with Gracie, and that's exactly where we found out about her heart defect. And I remember with my rainbow baby, they wanted to check and see, you know, that her heart was still, because it can be a genetic issue. I remember the same exact cardiologist that came in to deliver the news of Gracie was the same one that entered the room with my fetal echocardiogram with my rainbow baby. And I was so terrified. When I saw his face, I thought, it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. But the news was different this time. He had told us that she had all 4 chambers of her heart intact and healthy. You know, when he said they're all 4 chambers are there, like, I thought I would feel relieved, but instead I was still terrified. Like, I didn't believe it or something. Scanxiety is a beast. It's the thief that tries to steal the present moment, because we're so terrified of the future. But you are doing it, friend. You are showing up. You are loving this new baby while grieving your child who isn't here. And that takes courage that most people will never understand. You aren't doing this wrong. You're just doing it with a limp. And that's okay. If you are in the thick of this, feeling like your faith is shaky and your joy is gone, I want to share something that might help. I wrote a book called Joy Does Return. How God meets you in your grief and restores the joy you thought was gone. This isn't a book of 5 steps to get over it, okay? It's not a map, because grief doesn't have a map. It's a companion. I wrote it shaped with years of living with loss, asking the really hard faith questions, the ones we're sometimes scared to say out loud, and learning how to stay open to God when He feels very far away. If you need a friend to sit with you in the sorrow rather than someone trying to fix you, I'd love for you to check it out. I'll put the link in the description box below. Hang in there, mamas. Breathe. You're doing a good job. And I'll see you in the next one.